Hey everyone, it's Lily.
And Kyle.
And he's in front of the camera again. How
Yeah,
exciting.
surprise, surprise. Well, the last time we didn't have the camera going, we didn't.
True, we're back this month. So last month we just did an audio recording, but this month we're back and in front of the camera. So we're happy to be here, and we are reviewing June's edition of ASN Lifestyle Magazine. And we're just going to get right into it.
Yeah, well, this is a special one for us, isn't it?
It is.
What number are we?
This is our 8th recording, so we appreciate ASN for allowing us to review the magazine and have this honor to be on here and talk to you guys about it.
Yeah, and we're very pleased to be associated with ASN and working with these guys. So we love doing this. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. One other thing I was going to mention. In case you're wondering, we do read the magazine. We read through it cover to cover and skim through it again before we do these. We have our cheat sheets because our memories aren't that great. But so you want to get started?
Yeah, so in the June edition, we have the first article is Getting to Know Your Play Partner. And that's like a question answer kind of thing. There was somebody who wrote in and asked about getting to know if your partner wants to get to know the person that you're playing with. And so I think there was some very insightful answers to that.
Yeah, and John and Jackie always do amazing articles. We love it. And I think the thing we would always say too is everybody is different. You and I don't play away from each other.
No.
So we do get to know play partners.
Yeah, definitely. The next one is evolve your intimacy. To be or not to be, bi-curious is the question. So is it bisexual? Is it bi-curious? There is understanding from the LGBTQ community about their preference of the language, and so being bi-curious, and sometimes it's easier for women to kind of get into that situation, and it's almost expected for a woman to be bisexual and to be bi-curious and to want to be with another woman. And so I think that article was really interesting about how the term goes and how it goes for both sexes.
It had some great insights. So do you want to do the next article too?
Yeah, my first big cock swinger story winner. So this story won for an SDC submission, and so it's super hot, and it's about joining the Mile High Club, I guess.
With somebody with a big cock.
Let's see, Mistress Daria interview and photo shoot with Dirk Hooper. So this is a BDSM veteran. So she says that she's been in BDSM since I think 2001. And so it's an interview with someone who is very knowledgeable in the lifestyle.
You know, and I would say we have met several people who are really knowledgeable in the lifestyle. I wouldn't put us in that category.
No.
But I love reading it just to get information. Her stuff seems to parallel things from our friend Annabelle.
Yeah.
That I think was really great. And if you're curious, or even if you don't ever want to try it, it's worth reading just so you understand what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're curious about the BDSM lifestyle, definitely check that one out. And our podcast series with Annabelle Allen, The Kinky Ladder. So check those out too. She has a lot to say about the BDSM world.
So you want to fuck with John, a Black Series episode from our favorite.
Casey Carter. Yeah. So we are big fans of Casey Carter, and so check this story out. It's definitely a sexy one. So that's good stuff, Casey.
Yeah, Casey and Lorenzo, great online friends, and we've checked out our podcast a couple of times. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely check out everything that Casey's doing. Let's see.
Lifestyle terms.
The Sparks. So the Sparks couple, they're regular contributors, and they have just kind of decided that some of the terms need to be reviewed. So if you are reading this magazine and if you are picking it up for the first time and you're not really sure what all of these terms that are being thrown out about any part of any of the lifestyles, they kind of break them down for you and let you know the different terminology. What's a swinger? What is a bull? What's a unicorn? And all those different things.
So all stuff that we did research when we first got into it, and there were
Yeah.
so many terms that we didn't know. It would have been great to have lists like this years ago when we were first exploring.
Yes, absolutely. The Lifestyle Chef. So this is the Mustang Ranch chef, and there's another couple of really great recipes in there.
Midnight Margarita looks delicious.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
it a shot.
And I think there were ribs, right? Wasn't
There
that
were
the other one?
ribs. Yep. I was looking. My mouth is watering. I'm looking at them right now. The boneless burgundy ribs. What do you need
Yeah.
for that? So
Definitely check those out if you're having a party. Let's see, the next one is clitoral orgasm. So I was really intrigued by this particular article. There are so many things that learning about my body as a woman, and just learning about all the different things that make me tick and make me go ooh. So I definitely enjoyed this one to kind of learn the biology behind everything.
and as a guy who loves seeing you get off, knowing this stuff, and then we talked a lot while we read this article together about, well, does that really work for you, and would you like this different? And we've been together for years, so but it's always a learning experience, and I think when you stop learning, you start getting boring.
And what a great thing to do that Kyle just mentioned, to read this with your partner. Skim through this magazine. There are some great talking points, and if you are just starting in any sort of lifestyle, or if you're just a couple and you don't even want to do the lifestyle, this is a great magazine to have conversations about what you want sexually. So if things are becoming a bit stale, take a look and read some of the stories. My goodness, those will get you going. Let's see, Venus Cuckoldress. So this article is all about how to find a bull. So how do you find a male who is willing to come into your couple and play in that way? And so how do you find a good bull and keep one? So that's
and I think the one of two things I got out of this, there was a really interesting line. She said she's often asked how you get your wife involved in this. And it's a question we get a lot too, and that may be an article that we end up writing about, because we always talk about you don't get someone into it, you communicate your way into it. But the bull question was kind of fascinating, because you think there's a lot of guys out there who just want to get laid.
Right. And so some of them might not realize that they're coming into an already formed relationship. And anyway, read the article, it's really good. Let's see, medical slave, the beginning. Fascinating. So fascinating forms of kinks and people having their own desires and the way that they get into those things. So that story was all about how the author kind of found her kink and then built it into something bigger. So good one.
Totally.
What's this one?
This one is Sharon's Punishment, a Kyle and Lily Canon inspired story. So that's yours truly. This is, I will say, this is largely fiction, but as a lot of the stuff I write, it's based on things that we've experienced or done.
Or that we fantasize about.
There are some, in addition to the extremely hot writing, giving myself a plug there, there are some very sexy pictures of Lily that ASN included, and then a cute picture of both of us. But yes. Sharon's Punishment, you read the audiobook for that.
I did.
What'd you think?
I think Sharon's Punishment is a great story. It's a fun story. It's a couple who are exploring and they're trying new things, and Sharon gets what she wants. So.
It's a vanilla couple that falls into a very, very hot wife situation.
Yeah.
I had fun writing it, and I had fun after you read it and listening to it.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one. And take a look at the pictures, and at the end of the story, there's actually a link to our calendar. So if you're looking for more photos, particularly of me,
they're all of Lily.
I mean, if you're particularly looking for pictures of me, you can pick up our calendar. So it's a 12-month calendar, and each month will have yours truly.
And the cool thing is, I don't have many of those left. I'm debating whether I should order more. So There is a special 50% off an autographed calendar if you enter Lily 2022 when you go to my website to go ahead and buy the calendar. So it's a great deal. We already have a friend in our next podcast episode coming up who has a favorite month that he is going to keep up for a year, he said.
Yeah, that it's never going to change. Let's see. Okay. So the next one is an interview with Leyna Nguyen. Welcome to my world. So you may recognize this journalist. She has been,
CBS News Los Angeles.
Yeah, she's won daytime Emmys. She has been all over the place. So this is a really special interview. But she has a podcast now, and she's talking about lifestyles.
Yeah.
And she is looking at it from a journalist point of view. She is not personally in the lifestyle, but she is opening up the dialogue, which isn't that what we all really want with any of this, that we have our podcast to open the dialogue about sex positivity and how lifestyles are not shameful. And she is, I would say, a vanilla news reporter and journalist who's just curious.
And wants to know facts and is interested in it. I can't wait to listen to her podcast. I admit we haven't listened to it yet, but from the description, it sounds great for the lifestyle.
Yeah. So kudos for her kind of branching out and starting that and speaking out for our community, which is great. Let's see. Love and Joy with the London Sex Coach. When kink isn't kink or sex isn't sex. This one is really important because sometimes people think their kink is just a kink, and sometimes it's hidden abuse, or that there is something traumatic and they are playing out their kink in a way that is unhealthy. And so this is a really, really fantastic article that kind of explores this idea of maybe it's not a kink. Maybe it's something that is a deeper issue.
And it's hard talking about consent.
Yeah.
And then where do you cross the line with consent? And he used a great example of a woman in the community who posted a picture of herself just beaten, bruised, and bloody.
And said what a great session
she had.
Yeah. So that, read the article. It's definitely one to consider and to keep in mind.
So the next one is one that you read
intently. I did. So this one is banning books over porn doesn't mean they're porn. So we have a lot going on in our society right now with this author
book banning.
Yeah, book banning, and this author brings up CRT and all kinds of other different things in our society that we are trying to hide or get rid of. And the idea that some of these books about gender identity and self and sexual identity, that these books are being considered porn and pornography. And I definitely appreciate this author's point of view and their opinion in this particular article. So it's a good one too.
Definitely a good one.
A lot of really hard-hitting, thoughtful, again, read this with your partner and have conversations and have deep conversations. Let's see.
The Cashmere Room podcast with erotic stories with Duchess Cashmere.
Yeah, these are just hot stories. So just reminiscing hot stories. Go and find the podcast as well. So
when Lily says hot stories, I love that because we do reread through this before we do a podcast, and then we usually make great use out of the couch if we don't make it all the way up to the bed afterwards because they are pretty hot.
They're very hot stories. Let's see.
The safe and sexy alternatives to lube. Not a whole lot to explain there. There's an article in there, kind of an advertisement for some lubes. And it's jumped out at me again. I don't like sticky lubes.
Oh, no.
Who does?
No. So... Everything gets yucky. Let's see. Lifestyle real estate, buy and sell with ASN Magazine. So, along with this magazine, you're going to get a lot of good information about those who are in the lifestyle and working in the lifestyle and clubs and just all kinds of things, that a wealth of knowledge. So we're going through a lot of the articles, but there's so much more in there that you
or
can look
even
at.
doing like vanilla stuff. There's vanilla stuff in here that can help anybody.
Yeah. Let's see.
Scott Church.
Oh, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Beautiful photos. So Scott Church always comes out with some really great spreads in this magazine, and these are definitely in that.
I have to say the opening picture is my favorite. The two women on the parking garage roof. And again, I've said this over and over again. I'm into black and white photos.
Yeah.
If you've looked at any of the photos that we've put out there, you know most of them tend to be black and white, but these are just gorgeous.
And those
Absolutely
tattoos
gorgeous.
on that model, good for you. That is the just sheer amount of tattoos. I applaud you for that. Let's see. BDSM degradation. Read this one. The difference, again, it goes to the kink, and there are some people who have different forms of kinks. And so what is degradation versus humiliation versus being dominated and da-da-da-da-da. So there's a lot to explain for this one. Go ahead and read it.
Read it. Know what your limits are. Know what your lines are.
Dear Nikki. Dear Nikki is an annual spread.
Annual. Regular.
Monthly. Yes, monthly spread. People write in, they have their dirty stories, and
we love Nikki and her stories. Again, things that help you get off.
Let's see. The lifestyles. This is another one like the Sparks. They had one that was just kind of summing up the titles and the vocabulary, I guess, with the lifestyle. And this is another one that's just going over what are the different lifestyles. So the different vocab terms versus what are the lifestyles that you could be in.
Good things to know.
Kimmy Kaboom. So Kimmy Kaboom is an adult actor, adult star, adult porn actress. And it just talks about her career.
And holy kaboom.
And her 42 H's has me beat by a long shot. So good for you.
It was a great art, and I love reading articles like this. She danced and earned her way through college.
Yeah, has 3 degrees.
And has come back into the industry at a later age.
Yeah.
And has been making a huge success for herself. So good on you.
Yeah. Go the older women and
Look at her holding her hand up, older women.
Older women.
She just had a birthday, so.
Did. Oh, okay, let's see.
Let's talk about the Life and Times of Frank Ballistrieri by Wayne Klingman.
Oh yeah, what about it?
Wayne's a good friend of ours.
Wayne is a good friend of ours.
Shout out. It's a great nonfiction book. So
hi, Wayne.
Find it on Amazon. Pick it up and read it.
Yes. Let's see. Alan's Corner. Alan always has really fun stories and has always something entertaining.
Do you remember what I said when I read it? It's so upbeat. It's always fun and upbeat and steamy.
Yes.
But they're just good reads.
Yeah, just fun human beings. Jokes to make you laugh and pee. So always a good time to have a couple of jokes. And Leilani's Corner, how you play the game both on and off the course, shows the world who you really are. So Leilani is a contributor and she's a golfer. And so she writes articles about golf. So this entire magazine isn't just for those in the lifestyle. If you like the lifestyle of golfing, you can find something here. But at the end of her article, she talks about starting a league with her daughter where proceeds go back to, I can't remember what it was called. I want to get it right.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, I messed up. Sorry, folks. I'll clip this out, or maybe I won't, because we are real people doing our best.
Okay. So she has a
Hero Golf League.
Yeah, she has an organization that she started with her daughter, and all of the proceeds from the league go back to this Hero Golf League, which gives money to veterans and first responders. So definitely support that and give that article a read for sure. So.
Yep, and I just want to do a shout out, personal plug for Mob Boss's Harem. So appreciative that ASN Magazine and the people at ASN let us use, like Michael let us use his name in the book. Wayne Klingman and I co-authored it. It's a lot of fun. It is going to be coming out in an Audible version. So,
who read that?
This one right here, Lily read it. So pick that up. It's going pretty well. The Audible version, of course, people just love listening to Lily talk.
Yes. So pick that up, and thank you so much. Please support ASN Lifestyle Magazine, and we'll see you all next month for the next edition.
Bye.
Bye.